Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, John Harcar, and today we're here with Cameron Philgreen, and we're going to talk about building wealth with OPM, other people's money. Remember, guys, here at Investor Fuel, we help real estate investors, service providers, and really all real estate entrepreneurs 2 to 5x your business. And it's really gathering the best resources and tools to help you grow the business you want to grow, scale it up, and live the life that you want to live. So, Cameron, welcome to our show.
Dude, thanks for having me, John. I'm super excited to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Me too, man. And I'm super excited to talk about other people's money. We all love to spend other people's money. But before we get into that topic and get into the weeds on that stuff, tell our audience a little bit about yourself, kind of where you came from, where what got you into the real estate, how you got here.
Yeah. So I grew up in Kansas City and did not
tell
know
me you're a
anything
Chiefs fan.
about. I'm a Chiefs fan. Yes.
I'm a
born
Raider
and raised.
fan. I'm a Raider fan. I gotta go.
Oh, no way, man. Yeah, we should stop right now. No.
Yeah.
Born and raised in Kansas City, Royals and Chiefs fan my whole life, even when we had losing records. Did not know anything about real estate, but went to KU, got connected with a church called Antioch there, found my wife shortly after, and we ended up moving down to Waco, Texas. We felt the Lord leading us to move here. And ever since moving here, we didn't know what to expect. We've just been plugged into community here, and all of our best friends are here now. I have 3 kids now.
Wow.
And my life has changed dramatically in the last 6 years.
God bless you.
And it went from 2 properties when we moved to Waco to now 5 years later, we have 38 units and I don't know, something like 25 properties, and kind of managing everything myself. I'm kind of a one-man show, kind of have an assistant also, but it's been a wild journey. And my wife's obviously incredibly helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like full-time mom, of course.
And
yeah, man.
That's a harder job.
Yeah, much harder than my job. And dude, it's been great. I just really believe in real estate investing and want to teach other people about it. So, I have Instagram, content that I put out. I'm kind of starting to ramp up a YouTube channel, and I have a couple of courses about the BRRRR method: buy,
Nice.
rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. And just love it, man. I just want other people to get into real estate investing and build wealth for their families. And so that's kind of what brings me on this podcast also.
So after you left Kansas City, although the Royals had Bo Jackson at one time, and he was a big Raider. But anyways, so what did you do before you got into real estate? What was your occupation? What were you doing? I mean, you mentioned you were in school.
Yeah, so right after college, kind of put myself through college doing wedding photography and videography.
Okay.
And I was like working at a restaurant and doing weddings, and kind of that gave me the self-employment, bug, you could say, like
Right.
really felt what it was like to wake up and kind of do my own thing and own my own stuff. So I've been self-employed for about the last 12 years and have shot almost 400 weddings.
Wow.
But now that real estate, investing has picked up, now the weddings, they're kind of slowing down. It's just like,
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
it's not my passion anymore. I mean, I still
Hmm.
love shooting weddings. Like every time I get to, I absolutely love it. But I'll make as much in a year as I'll make it flipping two houses. So
Yeah.
it's like, and it takes like very little time to flip a couple houses, if
Yeah.
you do it right and if you buy it right.
Right.
So that's what I was doing before, and then sort of again have trickled out the weddings and trickled up, you could say, the real estate investing.
Well, and that's awesome that that you learned, you took away from that wedding stuff while you did college, that business mentality, right? That
Yeah,
you don't schedule, you don't work, you don't eat, in a sense. It's
yeah,
it's it's you got to make
so
sure that
true.
you're yeah. So
It's a
so
hustle.
you got down into Waco, and what was your first type of deal? I mean, did you start wholesaling? Did you just go right into BRRRR? I mean, what did you do?
So we had read Rich Dad Poor Dad shortly before moving here, and we were like, when we moved to Waco, let's get as much house as we can for as little money as we can,
Hmm.
and like house hack and have roommates or Airbnb or whatever. So we did. We got a 5 bedroom, 2 bathroom house. We kind of fixed up the kitchen before we moved in. My wife and I are both, we like to work with our hands, so we kind of did all the work ourselves, painted all the
Oh
inside,
wow,
like
okay.
redid the whole kitchen and bathroom, and we did a lot of work on the house before we moved in. Took a couple trips down here, and anyway, and then we Airbnb'd all the rooms in the house. So we
Huh.
lived in one of the upstairs rooms and Airbnb'd the other three, and then we had a guest room downstairs. But so that's kind of what gave us the real estate investing bug. And then we shortly after buying that house, we did our first actual, BRRRR investment property
Hmm.
in 2020, right before COVID, and fixed up the whole house ourselves. Went way too deep into it. Like it was a full gut, windows, siding, HVAC, installation, like
Mm.
permits with the city, stuff that I had never done before. It was kind of a nightmare, but we did it in like we rehabbed in like 4 months almost by ourselves and rented it out. And that was like, okay, we did it once. Now I think we can do it again. And since then we've done, I don't know, I've probably done 30 flips or burrs
Oh,
since
nice.
2020, and have got it, I got other people doing the work and I got other people's money, and I'm just trying to put the deal together. And I know that's the direction you want to go. So we can
Nice.
talk about a little bit about that too. Yeah.
Just so all of our audience knows, some people might not. Explain what BRRRR is, what the BRRRR strategy is.
Yeah, Burr is my favorite because you get to hold a rental property, an asset for a long time. Often it's fixed up, and you use other people's money for it. You end up with zero of your own cash in the deal, and you can hold this asset for 5, 10 years. You get lots of tax benefits along the way, and then you can sell for a good gain in 10,
Okay.
20 years or whatever. But it's buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. So you buy, and the formula I use is ARV times 0.75 minus your rehab. And why 0.75? It's because the banks will lend point like 75% of the value of the house after it's fixed
Right.
up. So aim for 70% or 75%, subtract your rehab, and that's your purchase price. So if you purchase, this house ARV is 200,000, needs 50,000 of work, we need to buy that house for 100. Buy the house for 100, put 50 into it. Now it's worth 200. The bank will send an appraiser out whenever you refinance, and they're going to say this house is worth 200, and they're going to give you a new loan for 150. And
Nice.
then you'll pay off the hard money or the private money or OPM, that you use to purchase and rehab the property. And so you have zero of your own cash in the deal. You have $50,000 of equity and a cash flowing rental property. And that's why I love the BRRRR method. It's great.
How are you finding your properties? Are you
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
are you buying it from wholesalers? Or are you going out and buying leads, cold callers? What do you do?
Good question. I do a little bit of direct to seller, a little bit of from wholesalers, a little bit on market, believe it or not. I just got a great deal on market, just offering, way under asking,
Mm-hmm.
is usually what I'm doing, or sub two. Um, and and yeah, as long as the formula works, ARV, 75% of that minus the rehab cost. Like I'll buy on market, wholesaler, direct to seller, it doesn't matter. Obviously, you can get a lot steeper discounts if you go direct to seller because you can actually talk to them, you can find out what their pain point is, you can help
Push on that a
them,
little bit. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite? Like, what do you like to do the best? On
And I
market, off
haven't I
market?
wouldn't say I've cracked the code on direct to seller like some people have. Like I've hired VAs for cold calling. I've done some direct mail. I've done some door knocking. It's like I haven't quite found what works for me, and so
Mm-hmm.
I'll buy from wholesalers. I'm like, you guys do that, I'll buy from you, and as long as the deal works, it works. I just haven't cracked the code on the door knocking hustle quite yet. So
Got it. Well, not many people like to do that door knocking hustle,
yeah.
anyways. Okay, so up until this time, you moved to Waco, you started buying houses. So up until now, how many rental properties do you have, or how many
Man,
properties do you have that you
I
have on
have
BRRRR?
Yeah, I have 38 units. I'm kind of in the middle of selling like four or five of them. So I'm kind of sitting on like holding about 30
About 30
units right
units,
now, which is I think it's like 22 properties. Some of them have multiple units.
all single
Yeah.
family, or
Oh, I have two commercial units.
okay,
Soon to be. I'm buying another one. There'll be three commercial units. Soon to be five, but. Uh, One of those I actually occupy with a coffee shop here called For Keeps. So we
we'll talk
occupy
about
one
that.
of
Yeah.
those commercial units that I own the commercial unit, and then the other one is rented out to a cigar lounge. Pretty cool.
Oh, yeah,
And
it's right next to a coffee shop for sure.
yeah, and I have those two commercial units. Besides that, all residential. This year, my goal is to hop into apartments, 12, 24 unit apartment complex. I'm trying to pull in a
Wow.
partner
Okay.
for that. But so yeah, we might double our unit count this year. That's our hope, but we'll see.
That's awesome. So what? Okay, now we're like I said, we're up here. What does your business look like now? Like, where are we at this day? I mean, I know you mentioned you have 38 units. Kind of where are we steering the ship? Are you growing right now? Are you just kind of like, like in your one man show? I mean, what's going on in your business today?
Yeah, good question. So again, I'm really pulling in a capital partner to get into some bigger apartment buildings this year,
Hmm.
and maybe some new dev. We'll see. We're talking on the weekly and we're exploring, how we're going to find these deals and
Yep.
making some offers.
Okay.
So definitely that. And then, yeah, we're going to start to build a team. I really have a great team of contractors. Like I got all my subs. I'm kind of GCing stuff. And
Okay.
so it is a one man show, you could say, but
But you keep saying
but
we.
but
Who's
really
we?
not. We
Yeah, you keep saying
what
we're going to
my
talk to.
yeah, mostly my wife and I.
Okay. All right.
My
Yeah.
wife and I. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Right on.
yeah. Uh
Is she
but
heavily involved in the business? I take it.
I mean, I run like any big decisions. Yeah, I definitely run by her for sure.
Right on. Cool.
She's not like she's not like in the day to day like I am,
Yep.
but yeah. So we have like a team of contractors, but I don't have like employees outside
Okay.
of in the real estate business outside of the coffee shop. Um, and what was your other question? I can't remember. Where are we going?
Yeah, like kind of where do you see what's kind of your path, what's your trajectory, etc.
Yeah. Yeah, so looking to hold on to get the apartments and hold on to those. And then we really felt like this year, let's flip our hearts away. So
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
instead of like flipping and then refinancing and holding
Mm-hmm.
on to property,
Mm-hmm.
we really feel led to just flip and sell and just like build up some capital this next couple of years. So that's
Okay.
what I'm focused on. I mean, our cash flow position's good, and we're like, but we always feel a little bit cash poor because we're always putting it into the next investment, the next real estate investment. You kind of start to feel uncomfortable holding on to cash, but
Right.
that's what we feel like we're supposed to do. So we're going to do that this next couple of years.
What do you think have been some of the biggest challenges that you might have faced as a real estate investor, or growing or getting your
Oh,
business and getting more units?
bar none. I would say you don't realize when you get into real estate investing how much of this business really is construction. And I mean, it depends on how like your strategy and what you're doing,
Sure.
but often if you're doing value add real estate investing and you want to build equity quickly, you're not going to be buying turnkey
Mm-mm.
properties
Mm-mm.
at retail. You need to buy properties that are distressed, that are discount.
40 cents on the
Um,
dollar.
exactly. And so often those properties need some work, and you end up being a construction person when you really didn't sign up for that. You signed up for the passive income,
Right. You signed up for
not
maybe
to
a
run
little
a
paint,
construction site.
some
Yeah.
lipstick type of stuff, but nothing where you're pulling up and fixing the subfloor and doing all those fun things.
Oh my gosh, dude. So that has been number one. The biggest challenge has been managing contractors and then managing just construction. Like,
Yep.
it's challenging. It's not pretty. It's not glamorous until the very last 5%. Then and when it's finished, then you post the before and after photos, and it
Hmm.
looks so easy. It looks like
Yeah.
a walk in the park, but it's
Yeah, well, it's
not. It's
easy to
really
do. And
difficult.
yeah. Well, it's like that one
Yeah.
picture,
So,
they show the iceberg, like you see the top part, and then you see below the water all the bottom, right? You don't see
oh
all
my
that bottom part.
gosh.
All you see is a pretty top part.
Yeah, 100%. So like if I can give advice to anyone listening to this, it's like really even pay for some consulting on like how to handle contractors, when to pay them, what amount, like what's normal, because those have been the biggest headaches for me are bad contractors where I hired the cheapest guy and he took money up
Yeah,
front and then
let's
left and stuff like that. That's been the
let's
most
talk about that a
challenging.
little bit, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think that's huge. So, what is the best way to go? And I mean, do you just keep calling and interviewing until you find the right guy? Do they give a portfolio of their work? I mean, what is the best way to find the right contractors?
Oh my gosh. I wish I had a really like concise answer to that, but for me it's really been a little bit of trial and error, honestly, because some guys like they put on a good front and they seem
Mm.
like they're gonna do amazing, and then they don't show up for 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
so it's taken me a little while, but I would say, sorry, to answer your question concisely, I would say ask other investors, ask realtors, ask other people who are their contacts, and contact those people that have like, word of mouth referrals are 100%
Credibility.
the
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
best.
for sure.
The best. No one, I've found a few people on like Facebook and Craigslist, and honestly, a couple of those turned out great, but most of them not so great. So, word of mouth contacts, iMessage contact from a friend is like 90% of the time, those are great. And then, man, I just have had so many of these guys that want a huge chunk of money up front. or they want money too quickly. They want more money than the work that's been done.
Yep.
And that's just like not appropriate. I need the work to be done and then you get paid. And if you don't like that, then we don't have to work together. That's
Do
fine.
you handle your own draws or stuff like that, or how are you paying these guys?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
handle all the
Okay.
draws.
Yeah, because I know some. I
Yeah.
know there's some, and I've even done a couple podcasts with some companies that handle it for the risk mitigation.
Really?
They handle it for flippers. So they don't have to do it, so they're completely hands off.
That's kind of
Uh,
cool. Yeah. So that's
yeah,
like, hey, sorry, I don't even have control here. You got to talk to them. Yeah.
that's exactly it. Because
Kind of smart.
that's what it is. It's mitigating that risk between you and the GC, making sure
Right.
they perform before they get paid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, what are some other common mistakes that you think real estate investors getting into, flipping or even the BRRRR should avoid?
Oh man.
Probably a ton, but just a couple.
A ton of mistakes. Yeah. Uh, I would say the biggest mistake that especially beginners can make is underestimating like the extent of a rehab, the scope of work. If you are flipping or doing BRRRR, it's just really easy to get into a house that you thought was going to take 30 and it ends up taking 60
Mhm.
because you didn't see this, you didn't see that, you didn't check this. So that's a big one. Is just like walking the house with a contractor, not trying to estimate the rehab yourself right off the bat. That was my wife and I. Our first mistake was we went into this house. We're like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so great, and we didn't know it needed like all new HVAC, all new roof, all new plumbing, all new electrical, like to the box, to the transformer, foundation work. I mean, and then the city's like, oh, you got to do this much insulation, and we just didn't know.
Yeah, you
So
didn't know the right questions to ask or things to look for. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So paying the 100, $200 consulting fee to a friend who's done this a few times is really, really valuable, I think. I'm trying to think what else. Um, Man, like getting the wrong tenants in there, not doing due diligence with tenants, always have an application. I've made that mistake and I've had to get rid of some tenants that weren't paying and
More
weren't
pain.
performing, and that's really painful. So due diligence on that side of things, and there's always um, title company will usually take care of title issues, but that's a big one to look out for. Um, I would say the biggest, as I mentioned, the biggest mistakes that I've made are with contractors,
Yeah,
overpaying or not hiring the right person.
got it. Where do how far, let's say the next 5 years, where do you see your business? Right. I know you talked about adding some, bigger apartment type of buildings. Are you kind of transitioning away maybe from the single family space to more of that stuff? I mean, what do you see yourself and what's your biggest hurdle to get there?
Yeah, so I again, I find myself saying we. That's funny you asked that because it has historically been my wife and I, but now I have this partner, this capital partner that we're talking on the weekly. And so when I say we this time, that's who I'm talking about.
Sure.
And we're looking into some big like we're hoping to transform the city of Waco in many ways. Like he has relationships with like the city manager, and we're looking
Oh,
to do
wow.
some multi-million-dollar projects in and near downtown Waco and really provide whether it's housing or entertainment, commercial retail space, stuff like
Mixed
that.
use, stuff
We're
like
not
that.
really
Yeah.
sure where it's going, but we really are hoping to, I mean, 5 years is a long time. I think I'll be north of 1,000 units in 5 years, and then
Yeah.
really hoping to not just provide units or have some amount of units, but really transform the city of Waco is our goal, and to
That's
really
awesome.
provide people with the you know, I mean, there's a few different draws here. We have Magnolia, we have Baylor,
Hmm.
and Waco's getting more and more beautiful and fun every day and every
I'm
year.
sure. I'm sure.
But we
Growing
want to
probably
bring some
more.
more of that to the city, and so
Yeah.
that's a pretty big goal that we have this next like 5 years.
Nice. And we didn't talk too much about other people's money, so let's talk about that real
Yeah.
fast. How's the best way you go and find other people's money to use for your deals?
All right. So, uh, I mean, hard money is a great option, but you always have to bring 10% of your own money to the table. And oftentimes, especially when I'm talking with beginners, they don't have the 10% to
Mm-hmm.
put down.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they're like going to get it back when they refinance or sell the property, oftentimes you just don't have that 10%. But
Right.
if you do have the 10%, and my favorite hard money is Kiavi. They have great rates and they're super transparent about rates and terms and relatively easy to like get approved on their website. So I'd recommend Kiavi. I can also originate loans for you on Kiavi if you want, and I might be able to
Awesome.
get you better rates.
So
But
with them, you'd
uh,
still have to put the 10% down.
yes, 10% of the purchase, and then they'll cover 100% of the rehab. And they're very much like underwriting the deal. Is this going to be a good deal or not? Because they got to cover their butts too.
No, for
But
sure. Do you do a lot of stuff, like a lot of business? Well, obviously you do through Kiabi. Is that where all your loans are coming from?
some with Kiavi on the purchase, and I'm talking about like the fast, quick, hard
Yeah.
money purchase,
Yeah.
like bridge loans. Yeah,
Sure.
Kiavi. I've used Boomerang. I've used myinvestorloan.com. Those guys are
Mm-hmm.
great.
Yeah.
They all kind of have their uh, different things they do. Like some of them require inspections before they'll give you a draw. So you kind of gotta be pretty liquid, and then each inspection costs like 150, $200.
Yeah.
Some of them don't do that. Okay, so there's some different questions you can ask hard money lenders.
Where's your kind of range of purchase at? Like
Here,
yeah. What's your buy level at?
honestly, this last year I bought one for 55. It was like a 1,600 square foot house that ARV was like 300.
Wow.
But then I'm doing a flip right now where we bought for 250 and the house is going to be worth 400. We're going to put like 30 into it and sell for
Let's,
400. So
ooh,
so like all
let's
over the place,
let's
but
go. Yeah.
but with
Yeah.
these, what I try to do now and what I would encourage you to do, listener, is try to hammer down some private money. So make it known to other people, whether friends or family, Instagram following, social media, make it known that you're a real estate investor or that you're buying and selling real estate or whatever. And um, hopefully you can build a little bit of trust that way. And then go talk to those people and ask if they will lend you the 100, 200, $300,000 that you need to purchase and renovate the house. And there's a few different reasons why this is great. First of all, you're able to give a double digit return, 10, 12, 13% to your friend or family, which is great for them.
Mhm.
So you get to help them out, give them that opportunity and to make more money on their money. They're going to fund 100% of the purchase and 100% of the renovation.
Yeah.
Oftentimes they trust you. They're not looking, I mean, they're looking at the deal a little bit if they're, especially if they're versed in real estate, but usually they're like, hey, I'm trusting you. You're going to have this money back to me in 6 months, 8 months,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to give you 100% of the purchase and renovation. And then often there's no like origination fees, no points. They're
Yeah,
just
that's
happy that
true.
they can put their money with you and you're going to pay them 12% interest. Uh, they're just stoked. And then you're
Yeah,
stoked
that's
because you don't have
true.
to pay origination fees and
Yeah, right.
you don't have to put any of your own
You don't
money
put
in. So that's,
10% down and do all that.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even if let's say you even had to pay a point of a origination. I mean, still you're not having to put the 10%, which is uh, a lot.
Yeah, which can be
Um,
hefty depending on like where you live and the deal itself. Yeah.
Man, right on. Yeah, better way to go, guys. Use other people's money, not your own. Anything else that you want to share with our audience? Anything else that you think that's important that we need to know?
Gosh, guys, just go out there and take action. I'd say that's always the piece of advice that I give the most is like, um, if you're listening to this and you're listening to other podcasts and you're reading books, but you're not out there like talking to sellers, you're not connecting with wholesalers, you're not putting offers on houses, like you just got to start and mess up maybe. That's what I did. Our first one, we failed a lot. But the more you just like fall forward, the easier it's going to get. The flywheel starts really going, and taking action is actually a lot easier once you start going. So just get out there, take action, have fun.
Yeah, it's called analysis paralysis. We're trying to always learn and trying to be perfect. Don't be perfect. Just do.
Yes,
Just go.
100%.
A ball doesn't roll by itself. It's got to be pushed, and it doesn't always roll straight, but it's got momentum and it keeps rolling.
Yes, that's good. I like that.
So
Yes.
that's my wisdom for the day. But anyways, Cameron,
Yeah.
uh, thanks for joining us today, man. I mean, it was a really good show. A lot of good nuggets. If anybody wants to reach out to you, because I know we didn't touch on some things. You got a legacy podcast. If anybody is in Waco and they want some good coffee, go to For Keeps Coffee and Bakery.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
made you
Come
start a
through.
coffee shop?
Man, for the last 10, 12 years, I've been a specialty coffee guy. Just pour overs every morning. I go to
Hmm.
different cities with my wife, and we're always trying to find the good coffee. And we analyze the aesthetic, and we like this and we like that, and obviously the coffee, whether the coffee's good or not. So we've
Yeah,
had a
that's
dream of doing
cool.
it for a while, and then we sold this house in Lawrence. We put that money into this commercial property and completely gutted the whole thing and redid it. So yeah, come to For Keeps. I do have a podcast called the Legacy Investor Podcast. It's faith centered, Jesus centered. You know,
Love it.
sometimes the show doesn't go that direction, but it's all about real estate investing and business. And you can find me on Instagram at Cameron_Philgreen.
Sweet. Cameron, once again, man, thank you
Yeah,
very much for joining us today. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And we'll look forward to seeing you on the next show. Guys, have
thanks
a
a
good
lot, John.
afternoon. Thanks,
Love being
Cameron.
here.
Yep. Thank you, buddy. Bye bye.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.